What's up, everybody? Welcome to CrossFire, the conversational review show presented by 4 Next Level Gamers. I am Cutter28. Joining alongside me is Black Knight 6222. Black Knight, what if I told you, let's play a game about fairy tales, but maybe we'll put a little twist on it. We'll make it creepy, we'll make it dark, and not go with such the happy ending we're used to. What'd you think of that?
Yeah, that's a great idea for a game, actually.
That's good, because today we're talking about The Wolf Among Us, Episode 2 by Telltale Games. Black Knight, what did you think of Episode 2 versus Episode 1? How's the story taking you forward?
Episode 1 was a learning curve for me. It's one of the first this style of game that I've played. So that was the first for me. So Episode 1 took me a little learning curve to get into it. By the end of that episode, I was definitely into the game. Episode 2 just pulled me in deeper, and I really enjoyed Episode 2. It pulled me in.
Kept you going forward?
Kept me going forward.
Episode 2 took a little bit longer for me to kind of get that pull. I gravitated right to the first one. I had no problems. I was in. I was hooked right from the beginning. Episode 2 started off a little bit slower for me. It took me a little bit longer to kind of get in the feel of things, get that speed back up to where I was used to at the end of Episode 1. Ended with a great cliffhanger. Can't wait for Episode 2. It starts and I'm just kind of... When's it happen? When's everything gonna roll? And then just like that, we kicked right back in. New characters from Telltale's. These guys know exactly what they're doing. These characters are nothing like you've ever seen before. One of the characters that really struck a chord with me was Georgie. The way they stylized Georgie Porgy and all this stuff. Now he owns a nightclub called Put in the Pie. Just the play on words and how they set everything up is just awesome. So you meet Georgie. Georgie is not your typical what you would think is a fairy tale character when you finally meet him. The guy is just an ass. Plain and simple, he is an ass.
You look like you're trying to take a shit. Who's gonna want that? No one's gonna want that.
Nice guy. Seems like a real prince.
You do have a sense of humor. That's good. Good luck.
And I like the idea of how we can take it in two ways. You can present yourself as a nice, calm manner, or you can go in and be a hard ass about things. Now, I tried playing the nice guy. It didn't work so much. So instantly, I'm smashing things. I'm destroying whatever I can to get my bit of information from him.
Yeah, I found that very interesting that constantly through the game, you have a choice of which way you want to go. And if one way doesn't seem to work for you, you need to move to the other way and go that route. Absolutely.
Yeah, I played it earlier within the beginning of the game. That I took a softer approach and I was able to get the information I needed. But when I went to Georgie, he was not giving me what I wanted. So
no, then it was time to be the big bad wolf.
That's right. Absolutely.
Sure, go ahead. Do what comes naturally.
Telltale Games do certain things so well, like the subtleties of kind of playing on words. At the beginning of the game, you're driving, Big B and Crane are driving down the street, and then it pans out and this bus drives by, and it says, "Will you be next?" And those little things just tend to draw me more into the experience, and I can't get enough of where things are going to be heading next. This is just fantastic. Then you keep an eye out as you play along, and there's just more and more of those little hints and those little drops within the games themselves. What do you think of the art style? I'm a big fan of this comic book art style, and then Telltale's they've done differently this time is they've gone away from the earthier tones from the Walking Dead series and kind of enrolled more of a bright kind of comic book art style with this one, but still keeping with the hard, dark lines on the comic characters themselves.
Yeah, but following sort of traditional comic book style.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, and they're still playing with that, right? So they haven't gone too far away, but they just kind of brightened it up in a sense, right?
Yes, I agree. Beautifully done.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's wrap up this fairy tale. What are we going to give Episode 2 of The Wolf Among Us, Smoke and Mirrors?
My score for the second episode will be a 8.5 is my score. I definitely like the second round. The first episode pulled me in, taught me the game. I played with it. It left me hanging in the end, which is great. That's what you want. And then the second round, I was a lot more comfortable with it and the play of it, and I really enjoyed it. And once again, left me hanging there. So I will definitely score that an 8.5.
Yeah, it definitely left me hanging too. Those cliffhangers are fantastic, but I'm just going to score this a little bit lower. I'm going to go with an 8. It took me a little longer to get into, and then by the time I got into it, it was just over. It was a little too short for me.
Right.
So that's an 8 for me. That's it for this episode. Hopefully everyone enjoyed this. You can follow us at 4nextlevelgamers on Twitter. Look us up on Facebook. Don't forget to check out our website, 4nextlevelgamers.com. And as always, you can find me on all your consoles at Cutter28.
And you can find me, Black Knight 6222.
Till next time, we're out.